All right, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. And today I'm here. Hello, Facecam. Whoa, what's up? So I thought, you know what? Since the off season, things are gonna get a lot slower. I had an idea. I was like, you know what? I want to go back. Before the season, I made predictions on standings, award winners, and all stuff like that. And I thought, why not go back and look at those and just see how right I was or how wrong I was actually with my predictions. So today's video, we're going to be checking out my Eastern Conference predictions for last season. And I'm going to react to them, and honestly, we're going to turn it into a little game. I'm going to explain it once I really get into the video, but basically just try to see how well my predictions aged. Did they age great? Did they age bad? I don't know, we'll see what happens, but yeah, thank you guys for the views on the videos in the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, also like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Join the membership if you want to learn more about the membership. There's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Links to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that, all in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So here's how this little prediction game is going to work. So I'm going to watch the video. We're all going to watch it together. And it's going to be point related system. So if I got a team exactly right in their prediction, if I predicted them to be fourth and they ended up being fourth this year, then I get 2 points. If I'm one off, so let's say I predicted them fourth and they ended up third or they ended up fifth, I get 1 point. And on the opposite end, if I get that team more than 3 spots wrong, meaning I predicted them to be fourth and they end up being ninth or eighth, then I lose 2 points. So basically meaning like if I got them, I thought they were going to be a for sure guaranteed top East, like home court in the first round, they end up being a play-in team. I got that team completely wrong, so I lose 2 points, and we're going to go with that. And we're going to see by the end of this video and the Western Conference video I'm going to do later this week how good I was at predicting. Also going to do this for awards too, but that's going to be a little bit later on. And yeah, so let's get right into it. All right, so we're here. I got my video of my Eastern Conference prediction video. I think this is the first, well, not my first time watching one of my videos, but this is the first time I'm watching one where I did it a whole long time ago. Like I literally did this 9 months ago. And yeah, so I try to predict the East. Shout out to Enjoy Basketball here as well. Shout out to Numbers on the Board and them. They're a big inspiration to me. I forgot it was actually this. And yeah, let's see. I honestly don't really remember what I did here. So I'm very interested to see what I did. Also, hold on. Let me pull up the standings real quick just so I can get a good memory. And I'm going to keep track of the points in my head. Hopefully, I don't be stupid and mess up. So let me. All right, I got the standings right in front of me. So, all right, let's get into the video.
So, yeah,
Let's
we're going to get into it.
Oh,
These are
God,
all
hear my voice
predictions,
is
what I
crazy.
think's gonna happen. It's going to be player.
Oh, and this is when I did. I put music
Washington,
and for the whole video. This is before I changed that into just doing the intro and outro. So the music's gonna be in the whole video. Oh man, that's gonna be annoying. But hey, I did it, so you know it's my fault. Let me turn it down a little bit so you can hear me. All right, let's see what I did.
In the Eastern
All right, worst team in the
Conference
East.
Look around. Charlotte's definitely going to be a player in this. Detroit.
Yeah. Yes.
Washington.
Yeah.
It's between Charlotte and Washington for me.
Oh, I did it wrong. I got this wrong, did I?
Be 15 and 14. I just don't know which order.
But if it's Washington, that means
Charlotte,
I get a point
they have
still.
a lot of stuff going on. Besides LaMelo, they don't really have that much. Arguably the worst talent of roster. The worst roster just on paper looking at it. You know, they
Washington.
might have the worst one, to be honest.
Yeah, Washington
LaMelo,
did.
hopefully, if LaMelo plays, because the last 2 years, you know, Miles is.
Oh, I picked
like,
Washington
Jordan
15.
Poole did drop 40 yesterday. They have a solid roster on paper. The thing about Washington, we just know they're not going to win that many games, and they don't want
Solid roster.
Games. They want a top pick, you know. So I'm gonna go with.
Did I go? I think I went Washington, right?
I'll go.
I went Washington.
Washington 15.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
14. That's
They're
what
14. Okay, so Charlotte ended up being. I mean, Washington ended up being 15. Charlotte ended up being 14. So I get a point for both of those. So that means I get 2 points right now. So yeah, I predicted Washington to be the worst. They almost were the worst. They're the second worst. And then I predicted Charlotte at 14. Dang, I said the Wizards would have an all right roster on paper. No, they don't. No, they didn't.
Washington 15, Charlotte 14.
Charlotte 14. Yeah.
I don't know, because Washington has a better roster, But I just feel like Washington's gonna be the team that at the trade deadline they sell, like Tyus Jones get traded.
Wow.
Like a lot
Washington
of
has a better roster than
they'll sell a lot of
Charlotte?
things 'cause I feel like they
Huh,
wanna
that's
be
interesting.
a lower roster.
I was a big fan. I thought Jordan Poole and Tyus Jones are going to go
Kuzma,
crazy.
Tyus Jones, they can win you some games, obviously. But it's
Mm.
like
Kyle Kuzma, Jordan Poole, and Tyus Jones can win you some games. Yeah, they won 15 of them.
there's gonna be some games where they're off. For Charlotte, meanwhile, to have them over Washington, I just feel like LaMelo brings a whole lot. I feel like
And LaMelo
brings
didn't
a
play
whole
this
lot.
year.
It could get you some wins.
I
You know,
really
and they
wanted
might have some
LaMelo
big
to
games
play
because
this
of
year.
Washington. Hopefully, Brandon Miller could pop off and win some games. You
Brandon
know,
Miller did
he
pop
can win
off.
some games. And Steve Clifford's gonna try to win games. So I think Charlotte. I'll put Charlotte 14, Washington 15, but those two are definitely gonna be the bottom two. I feel like in the East.
They were not the bottom two. They were the bottom three. They were a part of the bottom three. They were not the bottom two in the East.
Now we go to 13. Now this is where it starts getting tough. So 13, Detroit's in consideration.
Dang, where did I put? I had to put
Toronto's
Detroit
in
13. No way I put
consideration,
Detroit
Orlando
above
might be in
13.
consideration,
No
Brooklyn
way
might
I
even be
did,
in
right?
consideration. There's a few teams in
No way.
consideration for 13. I'm gonna go with Detroit though. Looking
Yeah,
at all
I
the
was gonna
teams,
say I
Detroit-
don't get a point for that because Detroit finished with the worst record in the league. Well, a lot of people I think before the season thought Detroit was going to be decent. No one predicted play them, but I thought they were going to win at least maybe be a 25 to 30 win team, and they lost
I
28
like
games in a
Houston
row.
whole lot though, but just they're so young. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
young.
I don't
KD
get a
is
point
back
for that.
Hopefully a full healthy year.
He was.
But they're just not ready there yet. You know, which is okay. They're not.
They're
supposed
nowhere
to be
near
a
ready.
play-in
They're not as
playoff
ready.
team right now.
They're not
You know,
even.
it's okay for them.
They're even less ready than we thought they
They're
were.
13. That's a big improvement. Last year they won what 17 games, so even getting up to 13 at this point will be a huge improvement. If we can see Cade be good, Ivy take a step.
They won 17 games last year. If they can win 13 more, if they can get to 13 seed, they've won 14 games. That's crazy. They won 17 games, and we were like, all right, it's only up for here, and they went down. How do you? That's yeah.
Sar can do if Durant can take another step.
They got to win at
that
least
would be
20. If
great.
they don't win
So,
at least
just looking at other
18,
teams as well, I feel
19,
like 13
20
is
next
a
year.
solid spot for them. You know,
There's motorcycles outside my
number
room.
12 now.
Now,
12,
where did I put 12?
I
I'd
am
probably put
gonna
either
put
Chicago or
at
Toronto at 12.
the
Or Brooklyn.
Toronto Raptors.
Toronto.
is at 12.
And that's 2 points. That's 2 points. Toronto finished 12th. So right now I got 4 points. I got 4 points right now. Okay. What'd I say about Toronto?
I just don't really like their team a whole lot. You know, like they have a weird situation where they're not that good, but they're not horrible either. Like 15 seed horrible. They're just really weird position. You know, Pascal's really good. He's an all NBA level player, but
Yeah.
who knows how long he's gonna be on there because he's on the last year of his contract. OG, we don't
got
know if
traded?
he's gonna get traded or not.
He got traded.
Dennis Schroeder's their starting point guard now, and who's their
He got
backup?
traded.
Malachi Flynn, maybe.
He got
I don't
traded.
know. I drafted Grady Dick, who's solid, but I don't know if he's changing the game over there. So
That's
give it to him.
true.
They just have a. We got to see what Scotty Barnes does now in his third season.
That's
Like,
all-star.
It's just weird. I feel like it's time for Toronto to sell and trade
they did.
Pascal and OG and
And
just
they did.
restart with Scotty. You know,
And
I don't
they
know
did.
if they're actually gonna do that, but
They
maybe
did
if
do
they
it.
start the season off.
And
I don't know.
they got
Good
12.
note, maybe, but I just don't really. Yeah, I just don't really like the Raptors roster compared to all the other teams like that. So I'll put them 12.
There you go. I
Number
got that
11,
right.
The 11
Let's go.
seed, the team that just misses out on the play-in. So Chicago's going to be in consideration. I think
I
the
pushed-
three
did I push?
considerations here: Chicago, Brooklyn, or Orlando. I feel like those are the three teams that could, if any
Yeah.
of these 11 teams, that the team that could.
Did I? How did I
miss
put
out.
11? I think I put either Brooklyn or Chicago at 11.
Chicago is a good one here, but the thing is about Chicago also is that they have a solid enough team where they're probably will somehow make it. You know, like Zach and DeRozan
They didn't
will
make
have
the
big
play-in.
years and they'll somehow make it. Orlando's still young, you know, so they could be the odd ones out here. But I don't know. I just really like that Orlando Magic team. I feel like
Yeah,
they're gonna
I
have
was a big
huge
believer in
top
Orlando.
five.
I say all the time when Orlando comes up, I was a big believer in the Magic this year. Now, did I expect them to be a 5 seed? Absolutely not. But I predicted them to be a playoff team, and they
And then
did.
Brooklyn as well. They're just a very odd. You don't know what you're gonna get from them. You know, and they don't have the star player that at the last few minutes of the game. They might lose a lot of close games just because they don't have a guy that's like, here you go, here.
They lost a lot
star
more than a
player,
lot of close games.
Take over and win the game for us. You know, they don't have that. Mikal Bridges maybe could be, but he's unproven on that.
Hey,
on that mark
he's not.
still. So for 11, I'm
Where
gonna
did I go? Did I go Brooklyn?
with the
Come on, do
I
it.
want to go Chicago, but the thing of it, Chicago has a solid enough roster where they could be a 10 and 9 and 10 seed. I can see them being there.
They were a 9 or 10
So,
seed.
and I don't want to put Orlando because I feel like Orlando, I feel like is going to be good
They were good.
this year.
They were good.
But
Come
Brooklyn
on, do it.
also is like solid.
They're
I'm just
not.
going Chicago. I'm gonna go Chicago.
Ah,
Chicago, I like.
did I keep
I'm
that
gonna go
there?
Chicago there.
Yeah. I don't get a point for that. That was two seeds off the end of 9 seed, so I don't get a point for that. Dang. All right. So I predicted Washington, Charlotte, Detroit, Toronto, Chicago. I got 4 of those 5 right, but Chicago ended up as a 9 seed. I had Brooklyn missed the play-in. I think I have Brooklyn 10 or 9. So yeah, so far I have 4 points so far. 4 points so far.
I feel like
Let's see how much I go.
they're very solid to make the play-in, but I don't know. Honestly, I kind of want Chicago to miss out just so they can trade everybody in 3-star over, man.
And
That's
even
really
though
what I want.
they didn't miss out.
But compared to
DeRozan is
Brooklyn and
gone.
Orlando, I like those teams a lot better than Chicago. Even though they do have Levine, they do have DeRozan. Vucevic has been solid.
I like
They have
Brooklyn
some
better than
solid players like Kobe
Chicago.
White and Alex Caruso.
Yuck.
It's
I think I have to have
this,
Brooklyn
I
or
think,
Orlando
is
here.
where I'll put Brooklyn. I'll put Brooklyn,
Brooklyn
at
10. I get a point for that. I get a point for that, even though they did miss out on the play-in, but they finished 11, and I predicted 10, so I still get a point for that. That's 5 points.
For me. Even though I really like the Nets team, I'm gonna watch them a lot. I'm really gonna like them. It's just the only thing.
Yeah, no. This is what I think. I thought Brooklyn was going to be that team that was just going to be like, there's no superstar. Kind of like, I thought this team was going to be very similar to the 2017, 2018 Nets, which is one of my favorite teams when they had D'Lo, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, LeVert, Jared Dudley, Rudions Kuruc, Joe Harris, like, where there's just like, you never knew what was going to happen or who was going to go off, but they're always going to have crazy games. I thought this team was going to be like that, where Mikal one night could have 30, and then Cam Johnson can have a game where he hits 6 threes. Jordan Finney-Smith has a game where he hits 7 threes. Dinwiddie has a game where he has 30. And randomly, it's just, you never know what's going to happen. But, they have good enough players that they're going to make it work. And they were the opposite of that. It's funny that I said they're a team I'm going to watch a lot. They're the team, literally, once All-Star break hit, I promise you, I watched no more than 3 Brooklyn Nets games after the All-Star break because there was no point in watching those games. So,
Problem is that they don't have
yeah,
they'll probably lose a lot of.
I had the right placement. I just didn't have the right idea. I thought they're going to be a team that maybe could be like a 39 to 42, 38 to 42, just be about average, and they won 32 games. So
Those games, and that are decided in the last like 2 or 3 minutes because they don't have a star they can give the ball to. Like usually, how you win games now NBA is like, but he's in situations like that is because I've seen Ben out in preseason. He looks motivated. I feel like the only reason I put Brooklyn in the play-in and not lower is because I've seen Ben Simmons play. And
I put Brooklyn. I said I put Brooklyn in front of Chicago because I've seen Ben Simmons play. That's a sentence. I say
if Ben Simmons is playing, he could be a game changer for them. He's looked pretty solid in preseason. He looks motivated. Looks like he wants to go out there and play. So
no. Spoiler alert. He doesn't.
I'll put them in the play-in. But yeah, the only thing holding them back is they don't have a star player that's gonna take the team. But for now, I'm putting them at 10.
Okay.
Number 9 now.
Wow.
Orlando's
I've already
gonna
said a lot of crazy
Indiana's
things.
gonna get some consideration here. Even maybe Miami will get some consideration here. I'm gonna go with.
I think I want Orlando here. I have to go either Orlando or Indiana.
I'll go Orlando at 9.
I do not get a point for that. They finished 5th.
Have a big year.
They finished 5th.
Big year.
Pause. They finished 5th. I don't get a point for that. I was 4 spots off actually, so I lose 2 points. So now I'm at what? It's 3 points.
And I've been talking about ever since the end of last season to now. I think this could be the year Orlando makes the playoffs. That was my bold prediction.
I'm worried about
Orlando will be the surprise team in the league, and will shock a lot of people and make the playoffs. So I have Orlando at number 9. I have not huge. I have expectations for them. If they don't hit, I'm not gonna be super disappointed. It's just gonna be how it happens.
Let's go.
Because they could be.
I was right.
A lot and just get unfortunate.
Even though I got them super wrong, the intent was right. I just didn't go as far as they blew away my expectations, even though I already had a lot of expectations.
Pretty solid team, So I got them at number 9. Now, 8 seed in the East. I'm gonna go here with the Indiana Pacers at 8.
Indiana. I don't get a
Go
point for that.
Indiana at 8.
I don't get a point for that. They finished 6th. They finished just above the play-in against the tiebreakers. So I don't get a point for that. I was 2 spots off.
At number 7 now.
What did I put at? I think
This
what
is
did I
where
say?
I'm gonna go.
I think did I put Philly or Miami? I put one of
with
those teams. I feel like I
the
7.
Miami Heat.
Miami
Yeah,
has
I'm
7.
going with Miami.
So I'd get a point for that. I get a point for that. They finished 8th. 7. I get a point for that. So I'm at 4 points. Yeah. What did I? I don't know what I said about Miami though.
At 7. I think they're, of course, they don't have as much. They're a team. I made a video about it last year before the playoffs started and said it. They're a playoff team, not a regular season team.
They usually are.
Regular season.
They won one game this year in the playoffs.
Because settled into the playoffs.
I still, I'm gonna lose another point. I'm gonna lose another 2 points because Atlanta's still up here. I do remember. I was big believer in Atlanta this year. For the year, I thought, okay, they needed 1 year just to get trained DeJounte settled, but now this year they're really gonna find their groove. Quinn Snyder's gonna get a full offseason to get with this team. Their offense is gonna be, spectacular. I was a big believer in Atlanta this year. I remember, and they completely failed.
I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
Philly has 6. I get another point. They finished 7. They got 6, so I get another point. So I'm at 5 now. But I remember I wasn't a big believer in Philly this year though. Even though I had them finishing 6, I wasn't a big believer in Philly because when James Harden, I don't know. I thought after the way they finished last year, I just thought it was kind of like over. I didn't expect Tyrese Maxey to take this big of a jump as he did this year. I thought this maybe could come another couple years. I predicted, I don't know if I predicted it officially, but I said like if things kind of go the way I'm expecting it to, this could be Joel Embiid's last year in Philly. And they were one of the best teams in the league until Joel got hurt. And now they're in a really good position. So
we don't know what's gonna happen with James Harden.
he got traded.
I thought James Harden was gonna start the year there, and he probably is gonna start the year there.
He did.
He was practicing, but now
He
technically
technically didn't
show up
play,
to
but he
practice,
started
only
it.
scrimmage once, but I don't know. I just get a feeling that they're not gonna be as good as they have in the last few years. That's just my feeling.
And they, record-wise, they weren't. But again, they lost because Joel Embiid got hurt. That was a chunk of the season. So if Joel Embiid doesn't get hurt, they probably finish as top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. So I was wrong about that. Even though I do get a point for this.
Top 4 seed again. And stuff.
They were
But for
gonna be
me,
a top 4
I honestly
seed.
consider them going 7. I honestly consider putting Miami in front of them. But I feel like just because they have Joel, Tyrese Maxey, and they're gonna maybe have James Harden, they probably win a few more games in Miami. But
They did win
I-
one more
I'm
game than
not a
Miami.
believer in the 76ers team. At 5, I have the Atlanta Hawks.
Yikes. Saw them at like what, 3 points again, right? Because I lost 2 with Atlanta, so I was at 3. Then I got a point for Miami and a point for Philly. So that's 5, and I'm back down to 3 points. Because, yeah, man, wow. Yeah, Atlanta finished 10th. Yeah, man, I remember I was a big believer in Atlanta. I want to hear what I got to say about Atlanta and see how wrong I was.
Now, I feel like the more and more I've watched them in preseason, the more and more I think about the Hawks, I'm slowly buying in more and more to them.
You've
know,
thought wrong,
I
brother.
think before this preseason and the offseason started, I didn't know what to think of them because last year I expected them to be pretty good, and they kind of were just average. They were like
Yep.
the 8 seed, 7 seed last year. And I didn't want to put a lot of expectations on them this year, but I don't know.
Shouldn't
the more
have.
and more I think, the more and more I watch them in preseason, the more and more I see this team, the more I kind of believe that they're gonna have a good year. That this could be the year that they pop off and be pretty good. Like Trae Young, he's been doing a lot more off-ball stuff in the preseason, which I like. DeJounte Murray, DeAndre Hunter, Sadiq Bey, good wing. Jalen Johnson's gonna be a starter for them, which he's been playing really, really good.
Hey, if you go back and watch my most improved player candidate for each team, I didn't think Jalen Johnson was gonna have the jump he did, but I thought Jalen Johnson was gonna have a good year this year, and he was even better than I thought. So that's the only thing I got right about the Hawks is that Jalen Johnson.
Solid moments, Bogdanovich. Like looking at this team's roster, they should be a good team. You know,
On paper,
The
right?
more and more I'm watching this preseason, the more and more I believe in them. So I'm gonna believe in the Hawks at the number 5. I'm gonna believe in the Hawks, but also if they are another playing 8, 9 seed and are just average again,
They were,
that's my last time.
and it's my last time. I don't believe in the Hawks anymore. Yeah, I got that completely wrong. Dang, wow, yeah. I got that completely wrong.
It's gonna be my last time believing. Okay, but this year I'm I'm buying in.
You
buying
wasted
the
your
stock
money.
on the Atlanta Hawks.
You wasted your money.
Put them at number 5.
Actually, the thing too is now I'm looking at the top 4 that I predicted. These were the top 4 teams in the East. So the top 4 I got right. I just didn't know what order I did, but the top 4 I got right.
At number 4 now, I'm putting the New York Knicks again.
And I don't get a point for that because they finished number 2. So I don't get a point for that.
The Knicks should be just a good team. You know, I don't see how they fall off a whole lot from last year.
They didn't.
Jalen
They got better.
Brunson, 3 now. This is where I'm going to put the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I get a point for that. They finished 4, 3, so I'm at 4 points now. Yeah.
Their defense is going to be top tier. You know, defense is going to be really
I think
good.
they were, yeah.
Donovan and Darius, as long as they're there, they're going to put up some offense. Evan Mobley, I'm excited to
Donovan.
see what he does in year 3. Jared Allen,
He was okay.
solid. Well, they really brought in, and now we got Boston and Milwaukee at the number 1 and number 2. I did not mean to put Milwaukee 1. Actually, yeah.
Hope I didn't keep Milwaukee on.
Or you know what?
Did I put Milwaukee number 1? Don't tell me I put
I'm
Milwaukee
gonna
at 1.
Milwaukee at number 2. I don't put Boston
Number
at
2.
1.
Alright, so I get 1 point for Milwaukee being 2. They finished 3rd. I had them 2nd, so I think that's 5 points. And then I get 2 points for Boston being number 1, so I get 7. So hopefully I finish with 7 points. I only got 2 minutes left, so what did I say about these 2 teams?
Milwaukee at 2, because I think with Dame and Giannis, I think they're not gonna really. They're gonna go crazy in the regular season. You're gonna have a good regular season, obviously. But that
Debatable.
team,
Well,
but I don't
they
know.
were.
I feel like they're not really gonna gun for the number 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, oh, shoot. No, I completely logged out of the video. Okay, you know what? That's alright. We're done. Anyway. But alright, yeah. So ultimately, I think I finished with 7. Hopefully it was 7. The score is up here somewhere. So post me is going to let you know if I'm wrong or not. But yeah, interesting to see. So big takeaways. Orlando, I thought was going to be good, and they defied my expectations. I thought Atlanta was going to be a top 5 team in the East, and they sucked. They barely made the play-in. So, yeah, what else did I say? I thought Brooklyn was going to be fun. That was as wrong as you can get. I did get right about Toronto, though. I didn't like Toronto's roster. I thought they were going to sell. They did. What else did I predict? I predicted... I don't know what else I predicted right. I don't remember. I didn't say anything super spot on, I feel like. What'd I say? I thought Washington had a better roster than Charlotte. I mean, that's debatable, I guess. They both suck. As last year they sucked, at least. Let's start to suck again this year. What am I saying to myself? But yeah, that's gonna be it. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought about this. If you want to see more, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do a Western Conference video. I'm gonna do a war prediction. I forgot I posted a video too, predicting every team's over and under. So maybe if you liked these type of videos of me reacting to stuff, maybe I could also do that. That would be very interesting to see what I got right in the over and under and how I predicted teams to be this year. But yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn on notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.